Okay, I'm restoring an 1800s copy or Gunstock lathe. It's made to reproduce rough parts out of a master pattern that was carved by hand. It's all disassembled here. This is just the carriage, the movable part. All the metal parts are cleaned up, and I was attempting to find a way to clean the grease and grime off the carriage itself, which is wood. And it appears to be maple. It's quite hard and close grained, so this process seems to be working fairly well. I zoom in here if I can. And apparently can't. There we go. All right, so I'm going to work on this area right here. What I've got is some water with some simple green or other cleaner in it, and some Scotch-Brite and some razor blades here. What I start out with is, with it dry, just scraping the major portion of the gook and years of accumulated grease and grime off. Let's see what I've got there. Then I flood it with lacquer thinner. Just let that be there for a few seconds. Get the blade again, and now it'll take a lot more of that oil and grime and decades of accumulated dirt off it. So I kind of just alternate between the razor blade, lacquer thinner, and then just scrubbing it with the Scotch-Brite. So it's looking pretty good. I'll get the Scotch-Brite here. Now, I don't seem to have any problems with going back and forth with the soapy water and then back to the lacquer thinner, and it's still working. So you can see that's pretty well removed a lot of it. This seems to be a little more here on the area. On this area, just a little more elbow grease there with the Scotch-Brite and the lacquer thinner. Seems to dissolve it without actually penetrating and soaking in too much into the wood, so it's working fairly well. So obviously I want to get rid of everything, but this is all part of its history, so I'm not too concerned about making it look like new, but more just to get rid of the worst of it so you can see the wood beneath it. Like I said, it seems to be working fairly well, even with pretty embedded oil stains. There you go. And obviously, if you change this water periodically, it gets pretty bad. So anyway, you can see all the dirt and grime that's still coming off it here. What I'll finish up with is letting this dry completely, and then using a vibrating sander, go back and get all the peach fuzz and whatever grain has been raised with the water off. And then ultimately, I'll finish it off with this Howard's feed wax here. That's what I'm using because I've got it, but I guess any good finish would work. Now eventually when it dries, it'll look more like the other side over there. So, and that's as far as I'm going to take that. That'll be good enough. Thanks for looking at this.